What better way to bring joy into a household than by adopting a loyal pup? This family also did the same, adopted a cute pup, and took care of it for 2 years, without knowing that they would soon be the talk of the town because of this dog when the vet would call the police after seeing the dog. Why did it happen, and what did the vet notice in that dog? Su Yun lived a beautiful life with her family in Kunming City, China. They had 2 young children and a loving husband who always cared for each other. Su Yun had been feeling the pressure of working full-time and raising 2 children. So when her husband suggested a vacation, she jumped at the opportunity. After days of planning, they finally arrived at their destination. Even though she was tired from the long journey, Su Yun couldn't help but admire the city's beautiful sights as they explored without knowing that they were about to make the biggest mistake of their life. One day during their vacation, Su Yun and her family stumbled across a litter of puppies being sold by a man on the street. They were immediately taken with one particular puppy. He was so small compared to the others and seemed almost like he didn't belong there. Su Yun and her husband loved the puppy and recalled how they planned to adopt a new puppy a few days ago to add little joy to their boring lives. Soon they hit upon the idea of adopting that cute black puppy. The man warned that this pup was a Tibetan Mastiff who would grow up big and strong in no time. Despite his warnings, however, Su Yun decided that it was fate for them to take him home as she knew how to deal with and take care of this dog breed. She didn't realize that her decision to adopt this pup would soon go in the wrong direction. Days passed quickly as the family welcomed their new puppy into their lives. He was incredibly well behaved, never barking or making any messes. They all loved it and created a special bond with their new family member.
What can you say?
With the mutual decision, the family named this pet Little Black and were happy to have this new addition to their family. It was also time for him to choose the location where he would sleep. The Yun family decided to keep their dog, Little Black, indoors even though the environment in Kunming City was warm enough for dogs to sleep inside. The proximity to his new family was something that Little Black welcomed with open arms. However, it didn't take the family very long to realize that there was something peculiar about Little Black. He was restricted to a leash, although he could go around freely until he became familiar with the new environment. After that, Su brought out the pup's food, and the canine had no trouble eating it. Everyone felt a sense of relief as a result of this. It was obvious that he felt at ease in the home environment. They had only one want for this new pup, which was for it to mature into a robust Tibetan Mastiff. It is exactly what ended up taking place, and 1 month later, they noticed tremendous improvements. He was becoming bigger and was responding exceptionally well to the stuff he was eating. But alarming signs were soon there to knock at this family's door. But before we move forward, I want you to smash that red subscribe button and like the video. Upon purchasing their new puppy, the Yun family was informed that their new addition might reach 2 feet when fully grown. For Tibetan Mastiffs, this was the typical standard of their breed. Everyone was overjoyed to welcome their new Little Black into the family. Neither realized then that this cute little puppy would become such a major issue. It was growing up faster than usual, but why? Also, he refused to eat traditional dog food. Instead, he only seemed interested in eating noodles, fruits, and other human foods, which perplexed Su Yun. In addition to this behavior though, another peculiar thing about him began occurring despite not growing much bigger since they first brought him home weeks ago. The puppy now stood more than 2 feet tall. It was getting all out of control.
Come here, come, Cody, come.
And nobody could understand what was happening to that dog. Also, the dog kept showing abnormal behaviors one after the other. A full carton of assorted fruits and 2 buckets of noodles wouldn't last long in front of Little Black's hungry belly. There were no signs of satiating his hunger. Besides, they noticed some concerning behaviors from their new dog. And it wasn't just that he had an odd taste for noodles and bananas. The family started posting pictures of this big-sized dog on social media, which got viral overnight. They never imagined there might be legal complications later on. When Su got home from work one day, she found that her dog had been up to something amazing in the kitchen. He was standing upright on his hind legs, as we do. Although dogs may accomplish this, when Little Black did it, he looked more like a raccoon or a fox than a dog. When a dog wants to be played with or cuddled with, or when they want their request to be fulfilled, it is common for them to stand on both feet. However, Little Black stood on 2 feet without apparent difficulty for several hours, contributing to the overall increase in stress within the family. Not only could he stand on his hind legs, but he also had incredibly large teeth. They were beginning to experience fear due to his presence. As he got older, he quickly grew too big to continue living in their house. They improvised a dog home for him to live in the house's backyard. However, they were fully aware that the issue would be resolved as soon as they relocated him outside the house. But no, something mysterious was there to happen yet. Little Black was now an outside dog. Sun thought he would have started guarding the house against potential invaders and barking at everything that looked mysterious. But the dog never engaged in either of those activities. Su Yun became aware that the only sound she had ever heard from her pet was a soft growling. Her life was beginning to take shape in a way that made sense. Soon after, she decided to talk to a veterinarian about her pet. So on the day of the appointment, she took him to a vet clinic, where she was shocked to find out that what she had adopted wasn't exactly a puppy, but a Himalayan bear. What? They all were petting a drastically dangerous Asiatic bear for 2 years. Who could have harmed any of them? Su Yun couldn't believe her luck, as it is illegal in China to own bears inside one's house. Yet she had been petting one secretly for 2 years now without knowing it. She had no idea what to do next until, after much deliberation, she finally called the zoo authorities. She asked them to take this bear and keep it in the zoo with a heavy, as she didn't want to get rid of a pet whom they had lived with for more than 2 years. But unfortunately, they refused to take in the bear unless proper paperwork proving its authenticity was provided. With no other option left, Su Yun finally resorted to calling the police. She was ready for any and every type of circumstance, as she had made a mistake unintentionally. Police soon arrived and listened to the whole story of Little Black. They interrogated Su Yun and her family very deeply and examined the pet for its physical and mental health. The family could have been sentenced to jail for years for keeping a bear in their home, but as it was all done by a mistake and lie of the man who sold them the pet, police warned them not to repeat such mistakes and took the bear into their custody. Police then called Wildlife Sanctuary to give Little Black into their custody, and he is now living in a nearby wildlife sanctuary where the family couldn't meet and see they met whom they were considering a dog. The news set the internet on fire, and many reputed channels, including National Geographic, covered the story. The story has a profound lesson for all owners to never buy a pet before the necessary research and investigation about the animal without any legal paperwork. With this, we must wrap up the video. We hope you like the story and want to share it within your circle. Also, remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video before leaving. Leave your thoughts about this story in the comment section below. Waiting to see you in the next video. Have a great day.